Mutt has the #1 show on television. You're over a week and a half behind schedule. From this day forward, Doggy 911 will shoot 7 days a week until the time is made up.
Heck, dog, what are you crying about? You're a Hollywood star. You got it made.
Hi, it's Lisa from Lisa Loves here with my son Isaac today to review for you a family adventure film about a little doggy. Isaac's getting on to be tired, so if he yawns or looks non-interested, I apologise. So this one is called A Doggone Hollywood, and it follows on. I think there was one called A Doggone Christmas. So it's the same little dog.
And there's also one called A Doggone Mystery.
That is the one that's coming next after this one. That one's not made yet, but it says we will catch up again with the dog in A Doggone Mystery. So they are making another one. The dog that's in those is the same dog. It's just Jesse, the Jack Russell, who plays Murphy, the telepathic dog. When I say telepathic dog, he talks. But he doesn't talk in such a way that he moves his mouth and all that with CGI. It's like they used to do years ago. The dog doesn't move its mouth, but we hear a voice, and he's doing this with telepathy. He's voiced by Steve Altman. Just to give you the other names of the actors and directors and stuff involved, this one was written and directed, as was A Doggone Christmas, by Jim Wynorski. People we have in this, again, it's mostly child actors I'm going to list for you here. By Dylan Patton, Jonathan Tyser, Walker Mintz, Sidney Thackeray and Patrick Geringer. I hope I'm pronouncing those correctly. So we have a brother and sister here, Sidney. The actress is called Sidney, her character name's also Sidney. Her brother is called Peter and he's in a wheelchair. There has been a road accident in which his father was killed a few years ago and he hasn't actually been able to walk since. It does say in the movie that there's no physical reason for this, it's psychosomatic. They think perhaps guilt that his father died and he survived. So we know obviously he's going to come into play here. So Murphy the dog is the star of a big TV show. Do you remember what it was called? Doggy 911.
Oh yes, I remember. I thought it was the wrong other way around.
And he stars in Doggy 911 with Dirk Stevens that I mentioned earlier, who's this big brutish, brawnish guy who has to take his shirt off in every episode, you know, that sort of thing. So this dog rushes to the rescue in many different situations. It's all a bit laughable. I started watching this and I thought, oh please, please don't be the movie. Make this be something within the movie because it's so bad. It was so cheesy, it was so overacted, but I think that was done purposely to show us what the dog was starring in. So this dog is like a cash cow, is a cash machine to this company. He makes a fortune, he's looked after impeccably when it comes to riding in a limo, he's got guards, all of the rest of it, but the one thing he does not have is love and attention and affection. And we all know that's the most important thing for dogs. So these kids, a group of 4 kids, are desperate to get a photograph of Murphy, and they sneak onto the set and he is in the back of a limo so they can't see him. They want to get this photograph, so the little boy that's in a wheelchair, Peter, has become quite the computer whiz when he's been sat at home. And he manages to hack into the Wi-Fi security system for the limo, opens the car and out pops Murphy. And their intention is to get a photograph. But Murphy runs away because Murphy's not very happy. And as we would expect, the kids and Murphy do meet. And they show him what he's always been wanting and wishing for, which is love, which is a pat, which is affection. And he tells them his story, he tells them why he's sad, he tells them he doesn't want to go back to the show, that they don't love him, they don't care for him. And the movie follows the adventures that they have with Murphy, trying to keep this from the various adults in the community, and also the producers of this TV show and the owners of the show trying to find Murphy. So, excuse me, that is our story. What I will say, Isaac did lose interest in this quite a few times. He wandered off. It didn't hold his attention completely, so I will have to say that for the get-go. What you did say, what did you think?
Thought that it was really good, but that ending,
Yep.
I loved it.
Right. I'll not say that you can't say what the ending is, Isaac. I felt, as far as family films go, this will appeal to young children, especially young children that like dogs. We're a massive doggy family here, so the bits with Murphy in were adorable. There was a couple of sections in which I absolutely loved, where the TV executives are trying to replace Murphy with another dog, so they audition all these dogs.
Oh, that's funny. But the first one was the most funny, the little baby. But the pug was really funny, just like...
They have lots of different dogs auditioning, and they were all terrible, and it was really funny. They were all so cute. So any kids that love dogs are going to really enjoy this. But as an adult watching this, bits of this are quite painful. The CGI is atrocious in the situations they use it. There's a lot of use of green screen. There's a specific scene where the kids are trying to escape. 2 security guards that are trying to catch up with Murphy. They're on a zip line. The kids are holding boxes of cakes and pies and things. But it's really clear this is done CGI or green screen. There's hornets. There's a hornet's nest.
And then they take it out and then throw it in their face.
The kids throw these cream pies up in the air and they invariably land on the guards' faces. It's very slapstick. It did raise a smile even from me, I have to admit, because of the sheer ridiculousness of it. It was just so daft.
And there was a funny bit that you heard that when I said it. There was a zipline part where they pulled the lever and then they fell into the water and they had loads of pie on them and stuff. And I said, they fell in the river, and I said, well, at least they got a wash, because they got in the water and they had stuff over them.
I thought it was quite amusing that these men had fallen from a height of goodness only knows what, off this zip line into a lake, and they had just dodged death. And my son's comment was, well, at least they got a wash. That amused me. That probably amused me more than the movie did, to be fair. So, the kids in this were nowhere near as good as kids in a lot of movies these days. They were very, to me, came across as very stage showy, overacting. In places they weren't too bad, but there was a young actor, let me get his name, he played Isaac, Dylan Patton. I did really like him. I read in another review that he was the token black kid. I don't want to get political or anything, but that did seem to be the case. Most of the lines did seem to be given to the other kids. This lad didn't have as central a role as the others, and I felt this lad was actually better than all the other kids, and I would have liked to have seen more of him than I did. I think that was also the case. The person that reviewed also had, they had seen A Doggone Christmas, which stars the same dog and the same kids. And
and it was Screenstars, I think it was.
This little lad didn't have much of a part in that either, so hopefully when they go ahead for Doggone Mystery, I would like to see Dylan Patton have a little bit more in the way of lines in this one, because he was, I feel, one of the best of the child actors. He had the best sort of comic timing. I just felt he was better. The adults are all OTT. He
was really funny in the zipline. He was like, "Oh, like me!"
They're very cheesy. They're very OTT on purpose. One of them does a Dirty Harry impression for some reason.
What Harry?
And that won't make any sense to you. And he, the person he's speaking to on the other end of the phone is called Harry. There was reference to a dog called Mr. Jinx. I think that was... There's little... You'll not know what I'm talking about, Isaac. There was little nods to different movies. Obviously, Mr. Jinx is in the Meet the... I'm not going to say... You know that one with Ben Stiller in? Because Isaac will think I'm saying something else. Mr.
Ben
Jinx
Stiller?
was the cat in this.
Ben Stiller, I didn't get it.
Don't mind that, it doesn't matter.
What?
But anyway, throughout this, for adults, there were little nods and winks to other movies, which sort of kept me entertained a bit. But if it wasn't for the fact that the dog was really cute and the dog was in it, I would not have watched this, I'll be honest. I just felt the adults' acting was so bad.
If there was not dogs in it, no way.
Would you have watched it without the dog?
No way!
I think
Dog was really funny.
the dog is the main appeal in this movie. If you're not mad about dogs, if you don't love dogs, then this isn't for you.
But there is a part that I would have really liked to be in the movie, but it wasn't.
Well, we don't need to know about that, Isaac. We're reviewing the movie, not parts you want to see in the movie.
Right.
So, Yeah, if you're thinking about getting this for your kids to watch, if they love dogs, they'll love it. A talking dog especially. But if you're getting it thinking you're going to be in for like a massive treat of like fantastic acting and cinematography and stuff, no. It is fun. It is, I will say, the most positive thing I can say for this, being a mother to a child, we're quite open-minded with what we let him watch, up to maybe a 12A if it's suitable. So Isaac is used to watching things that aren't quite so cheesy and family-oriented.
Yeah, like Infinity War.
But if you're a parent that wants your children to be quite sheltered and to watch something that's very wholesome family fun, just sweet, innocent, if you want to keep your kids that way and sit and watch something that's going to be non-offensive, that's going to be sweet, good, wholesome family fun, this is a movie for you. Because that's what it is. There is no bad language, there's no hints at bad language, there is no violence, there is nothing in any way offensive that could offend even the strictest of parents. So I will say that if your kid loves dogs and your kid is quite innocent and sweet and you want them to stay that way, then check out this movie, you will enjoy it. So if I had to ask you for a score out of 10, Isaac, for this one, given that you wouldn't have watched it if Murphy hadn't been in it.
If Murphy wasn't in, just pretend Murphy wasn't in and I would rank it.
Alright, okay, do that.
If Murphy wasn't in it, I would rank it about a 3 out of 10 if Murphy wasn't in it. But if Murphy was in it, like he was, I would give it quite high.
Like a what?
A 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. I did that because I wanted you to sort of have an idea. Isaac will rate something extremely highly purely because a dog's in it, so I did that on purpose. I would rate this one, and I'm being generous, a 5 out of 10.
Oh.
Just from a position of being a parent and knowing that something that my kid's watching is going to be not going to be anything that upsets them, that offends them. It's not going to be something where they're going to learn a new word that they're going to say repeatedly, as does happen in some movies. So yeah, good wholesome family fun, this one. If you can see past the dodgy CGI, use of green screen and a bit of cheesy acting, you'll probably quite enjoy this one.
Yeah.
So hope you enjoyed the review. Let me know in the comments if you've seen A Doggone Christmas, if this is one that you want to check out. And it's over and out from us. See you again next time.